Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time for another episode of Stationeers. In between the episodes, for the first time I watched a couple of other Let's Plays and I also had a look at a couple of worlds, including Armitage's world, which we can see right here. Whoa, that went dark pretty quickly. Holy cow, I thought I have a little more time. Anyways, let's visit our friend dear Armitage right here. This is him. Nice to meet you. Boop. Anyways, I don't intend to make a detailed tour of this base because half of it I don't really understand, especially with the logic. I mean, I would have to go through everything here, but mainly I saw a couple of things that I'm really intrigued by. I can now see that I built my base not as advantageous as I could have. If we look at this, someone thought a little bigger and everything is just displayed nicely, everything is sorted nicely. Usually, you know, when I explore a game, I kind of test it out. I did that with you with the series. And after that, I usually restart in order to get it better. However, it has been pointed out to me that I could just as well rebuild the base and kind of reshape it, which would save me the trouble of gathering ores. Instead, I would have to deconstruct a whole bunch of things. This is another thing that intrigued me. Right here, he is smelting up the stuff and he's actually collecting the waste gases by containing all of the gases and having this active vent right here, collecting the waste gases in order to put into his system later on. He's also got some nuclear batteries right here, as we can see, and a whole bunch of solar panels. So right here, we have a whole bunch of solar panels, but then also somewhere on top. Yeah. Oh, this is crazy. We got even more solar panels. Now, I'm not gonna do something floating in the air. However, there's no reason we shouldn't up the amount of solar panels we have. Also, my logic is actually all over the place. I would like the circuits to be a little more organized and also functional. I mean, we've learned a lot over the course of this series. We can also see he's got some more battery backup and he's got all of that ugly electronic and management stuff inside of the walls. That is one thing I also did wrong. I should have built my walls with frames instead of just the plain walls. This would allow me to integrate a lot more circuits and tuck them away nicely. Now there's way more thing on this base than I'm able to explain, but maybe we can also have a little visit at the greenhouse and you can see maybe we exaggerated with the size of the greenhouse a little bit. So if I just have a look in here, I probably shouldn't have opened this door. Anyways, we can see there are also nice displays and a whole bunch of systems. Some of them I actually now understand because, for instance, the wall cooler we have been using the wrong way apparently. But there's also other active and passive vent systems definitely worth exploring in the future. So I thought what we could be doing in today's episode is basically deconstruct our base a little bit and get things reorganized in the greatest manner. I want to improve my systems majorly and finally go a lot bigger, now that I understand the game much better. Thank you Armitage for the inspiration, let's go ahead and do this. Alright then, back in my world we are. Some things I need to keep at least for a little while, which is the oxygen generation, though we could actually, you know, live on the oxygen we have. It's probably gonna last me for a couple of days. And then we still have some oxygen in here, if I'm not mistaken. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we actually made one of the nuclear batteries right there. We have it almost completed. We do have the materials now. I put everything back into the fabricator. So there we go. We can shut this off again and we have our first nuclear battery as well. So I'm probably gonna charge this up right here. Okay, let's actually work from the top down. I'm gonna deconstruct the greenhouse. The greenhouse is gonna be much better, much more functional and much more automatic when I'm done with it. And now I have a much more concrete idea what I want to do. Okay, tools. Let me do that. Deconstruct everything here. Oh man, this is going to be quite a project, I have to say, but it's going to be worth it and we already have plenty of materials. It definitely takes less time than restarting. Maybe it's a good idea to actually take one of these chests upstairs so I can collect all of these materials. You go right there, open up. I'm gonna put those in there. Good. Next up, we take apart all the pipes. Now, this is probably gonna lose me some gases. But I guess that's fine. I mean, we have them stored in these portable tanks. But of course we want to switch that up with the big tanks so we can collect tons and tons of gases without the fear of exploding. And there we go. All the walls, the ceiling, everything is gone. Just a couple of pipes, vents, doors, cabling, and we should be good. Now, it's actually a pity I have to take apart this roof again, but once we're done with it, it is going to be much more functional because I can also place electronics on the ceiling, and this is so important. I have literally no space left in my base to place the electronics. Right, so my first chest is already full. I guess we can just bring it downstairs here. I should be able to drop this, maybe? No. Oh, I have a double window here. I totally forgot about that. There we go. So maybe now we can... oh geez, what happened? Oh my god. What is happening? Oh no, I think I'm in space. Or underground. I don't know what happened. I should have saved before doing crazy chest stunts. Well, okay, let me do a reload. There we go. That goes much quicker. I wonder if I should keep all of these walls or if I should just recycle them. Okay, a little status update. I deconstructed most of my first room right here. What I would like to do is get rid of all the electronics and reorganize everything. This first room is going to be my crafting room, and it is actually not going to require one of these airlocks because all I want to pressurize is the living room. However, before this is possible, there's going to be a whole bunch more things I have to deconstruct. I took up a major task with this decision actually. But I'm pretty happy to do it. We're gonna have plenty of materials to get things started very quickly. Now for the time being I left everything essential intact, so all of the functionality is still present in the base. Let me see, can we reach that? Yes, nice. Give me all of these walls. It is a pity, but it is time for a new era. Believe me guys, you are not going to regret this. Now that we know how this game works, we can make so much more of it. Another 50 steel sheets added to my collection. We now have 150 at our disposal. Oh man, this is crazy. Let me get back to you once we've done some more progress. Alright guys, I am back. It is about 20 or 25 minutes later. So it took me quite a while to take everything apart, mostly because of the inventory management. If we have a look at these lockers, you can see the craziness that was going on. Now there are still a couple of things that are actually in the frames in the ground, and of course we also have to take these guys. We want to grab everything, all the chutes, etc. Whoop, okay, we fell down, but that is just as fine, so we can free up all the spaces that actually contain blocks. We do want to get all of the pipes back first of all. Oh man, this is not going to be the easiest of tasks. We also want these cables, of course. But everything is kind of falling apart at this point.
Power low.
Yeah, whatever. Let's just throw this over there. Oh, I threw it over the lockers. Ah, jeez. Not sure I'm going to find this anymore within the dark. Let's just go back. Oh, what was that? Nothing. Just a little something floating in the air. However, you little booger, you come with me. I'm gonna throw you right there. Okay, let's take apart these guys. More pipes for us. I love it. I got like 10 stacks of pipes right now. So let's add that to our pipe collection right here. Another stack. Beautiful. And we are almost done here. I think all is going to be fine now. I think to make this a little bit easier on me, we're already gonna fix what I don't need anymore. Don't need access to these blocks, for instance. Alright, next up, I'm gonna grab all of the cabling as well. I'm glad this is actually floating in the air. There are a couple of things that are attached to the frames, and if you deconstruct the frames, everything is falling apart. At some points, I actually use that to make things faster, but generally, it's a nightmare. Let me also pick up this switch. I think I'm just gonna throw that over there, like that. Yeah, perfect throw. We're also grabbing all of the chutes, and I can see right here something went wrong. This is something we need to fix the next time. I feel like too many materials were lost in these chutes. Oh my gosh, did you see? Oh no. Okay, that is the reason. I see now. I put some uranium in there. Oh, why would I do that? Okay, let me see. Now we have to collect all of this shebang and input it manually. Do I have access? Yeah, okay, we can do it from here, so it's not too bad. Now, unfortunately, chutes only stack to 10. The stack sizes sometimes drive me nuts. Okay, back up we go. Sorting out. The way we are going to plan the new base is also going to involve a couple of lights, actually, so don't worry about that. Alright, time to weld up some more stuff here. Don't need access to these blocks any longer. I actually highly doubt that we're gonna utilize the flooring in order to do these things anymore. It's much more likely we're gonna lead stuff through the walls this time around. Now granted, of course, when it makes sense to build something on the floor, I'm gonna do it. We're also grabbing the entirety of our furnace system, and of course I smelted up another chute, but what you gonna do? That's just how life goes sometimes. Alright, do I have everything from underneath? It looks as though I do, so I'm gonna need some more iron sheets. There's just one. Let me see. I have them all over the place, actually. That's definitely gonna do the trick. We're gonna start right here, filling this up. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get this started. I've been deconstructing for such a long time now, but I don't think we're gonna do anything else in today's episode. I wanna keep this thematically logical. What we still might be able to do is plan out the layout. Now let me see, which systems do we want to keep? I think for now the fabricator and the computer are the only things that I really need. I'm gonna start building the furnace system probably, but looking at my fabricator, I don't think we're gonna need anything anytime soon. Though maybe actually steel. Let me see how much steel. We have 140 steel. I definitely want to build more of these battery kits. You know, we want to make a really huge solar farm and I want to make sure that I have a battery power for the entire game. Whatever we do, we won't have to add any more power because the power production is so ridiculous. So yeah, I guess we do not need this system anymore. What tool do I have to use to get rid of that? Maybe we do that first, and there are a couple more pipes. Geez. Maybe I have to use the crowbar to get rid of the glass first. Yeah, that seems to be working. Throw that over there. Holy cow, I can throw so far. Oh, this is insanity. Airlock kit? I have no idea where this went. But we can always make new ones in case I fail to find this. Now let me see, the battery cell charger, I would like to keep this. Also, this stationary battery. But it is not at a good spot, except we expand the building slightly towards this direction, then we could build like a couple of these next to each other. However, this time around I strictly want to keep all of the circuits separate. I mean, you can see this is just a freaking mess, and some of these circuits are actually separate. You can see, for instance, all of this shebang is a different circuit to this one here. And it's just not visible enough, and I also don't like these APC units just hanging on the floor. No, not good. Now we could take away this one here. Oh, this was of course with the microwave and the processor on top of it. I'm also gonna take that chute, we don't need that anymore, and I guess all of the cabling we can take away now. This was the furnace system, and then here we have like the gas system in order to fill up stuff, so we can also take these away. The wall heaters, I don't think they actually stack, but we can grab them as well. And I'm just gonna keep throwing stuff over there and we can sort it out later. But maybe let's tend to the cabling first of all. This will probably take the most time to get rid of. What we need to keep is the circuit right here. So this needs to be intact, but everything else that does not lead to the fabricator and the computer we can take away. Okay, there we go. Already much better. Now I think everything after the computer right here we can also take away. This should still keep the crafting intact in case I need something unexpected. Et voila, that's done. Great job. Let's go ahead and take away these guys. I'm still gonna need them for my new pressurization system. Alright, so far so good. Time to take apart all of the modules. We have a couple of memory slots here. Now what is this actually? It does do the charge, so I'm also gonna leave that for the time being. I still want to be able to see what kinds of power we are using at the moment. Next up, we're gonna grab all of the logic processors, so not the writers or the readers, just the processors. That was actually just 3, but I should have a little stack here as well. And last but not least, of course, all of the readers and writers. Come all to Papa. We should also collect these cartridges, or circuit boards, or whatever the heck that is. I'm gonna make use of them again. And voila, I think we're practically done. Now we just need to wait for daytime to have a proper inspection, and I also should sort out the materials a little bit better. The stack sizes are not optimal at the moment, but as long as we have enough space, I think we should be good. I'm just gonna put that in here, and then I guess I'm gonna start sorting out the materials. But I'm not gonna do that on camera, I'm gonna do that while watching something on Netflix or whatever. That is not something to torture you with. Okay, so last but not least, I also want to grab my furnace because we're not gonna do the smelting right at this spot. We need to plan this out a little bit more carefully. And we're gonna do something similar we saw in Armitage's world in order to capture even more gases. Alright, beautiful. We are done here. Let me actually fly up a little bit. Maybe we can see better what's going on. Actually, no. So let me wait for daytime instead. Ah, voila! Okay, this goes extremely quickly with the sun. But anyways, you can now see we have an awful lot of space to get this started. And I can already tell you what I want to do in general. So this is still going to be the main entrance to the base. However, this is not going to be a pressurized area. What we're going to do here is mainly the crafting. Maybe we're also going to have a recycling access and a furnace access. And then beyond the system, either right here or maybe a little bit in the back, we're going to have our gas filtration system. And this time, of course, we're going to think a lot bigger. We're going to put up proper tanks and proper displays. And this time we're not going to try to be as compact as possible, but as grandiose as possible. Next up, I want to have my storage area slash living room right in this area. So we're also going to have to remove this furnace, obviously. The furnace system is probably going to take up another corner. We might even have to expand this a little bit. And last but not least, of course, there still needs to be some space for the greenhouse. But this time we're going to make the greenhouse like a 4x4 area, so it's not going to be too hard to maintain all of the gases. So yeah, we're going to have to do a lot of work before actually starting the next episode, but you can look forward to it. The first thing we're going to do, of course, is the power upgrade, and then we're going to reorganize the storage area. If we have enough time, I also would like to do the furnace system right in the beginning. This is going to be important. But yeah guys, with that out of the way, let's wrap up today's episode. I thank you so much for watching. I still hope you enjoyed it, even though it's probably a short one, but there's not a lot of stuff that I can show you which would make 25 minutes interesting. So I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible. Right now I'm just babbling and stalling for time, which isn't a good thing. So let's just go ahead and wrap it up. Have a great time guys, and hopefully I'm going to catch you in the next episode. Bye bye.